Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader. And really, what is there that's left to say? 200 plus episodes to get here. And now it's finally time to get some closure. The secrets may be long buried, but we've still got the epitaph. Huh. I don't know if I'd really classify that as a planet, but I guess it does more or less match what we might have expected to find. A lot of green, definite Necron color. Tomb World Epitaph, touche. Who am I to argue with my own scanners? Let's do this. Lord Kenton, we've spotted a planetoid with an unidentified xenostructure. Something tells me this is the place we've been looking for. Augur clerics detected a field of void mines on our trajectory toward the planetoid. No surprise there. We knew we'd run into them at some point. What else are the augurs telling us? Practically nothing. The augur clerics say that magnetic radiation blinds the machine spirits. We see some kind of wicked pyramid, and we're picking up a few encrypted Vox transmissions. What about those mines? What are they saying about those? Good mines. I know from experience. Encased in ceramite under a coat of camellia line. Their cognate detonators are inhabited by the most malicious and cunning machine spirits you've ever seen. Far too good for pirates, and given that they've been planted for 7 cubic kilometers, I reason that these are gifts from the Lord Inquisitor's own stores. I mean, they can't be that good. They certainly didn't stop the Necrons from coming up to greet us. Alright, let's go ahead and shut these things down. Beginning transmission. Receiving return signal. 5% of mines report a transition to sleep mode. Receiving coordinates of an area designated as main landing site. We have a safe channel of approach toward Epitaph, and coordinates for landing. Which I assume is where Calcazar went? Doesn't really seem like he's set up for alternate approaches. Aye, Lord Kenton. We're picking up the remaining Vox echoes of conversations, standard signals belonging to augur observation systems, the gas thermal trails of shuttles preparing to land. You know, Lord Kenton, it seems to me that this place is about to fall apart. Augurs detect a multitude of signs pointing to structural damage in the tomb located on the planetoid. And they are very fresh. All the more reason for us to hurry. Prepare my shuttle. I'll be heading down at once. Are you certain, Lord Kenton? I beg your pardon for such audacity, but this old Void Wolf's gut tells him that this tomb is very likely to become ours. I have this bad feeling, as if... Forgive me, your lordship. I've completely lost my senses, giving out advice like that. No, I appreciate the concern. Ravor, I wish I could say otherwise, but this is something that just must be done. One way or another. It all ends here. Just be careful, your lordship. We'll wait as long as it takes for your retrieval signal, even if every Xeno fleet in the world appears to swat us out of orbit. I appreciate that. I'll try to let you know if I die so you don't have to wait around. Also, something's happening. Finally, time for Nomos to cast off the veil. I have been trying to talk to him between every episode. It just, he hasn't had anything to say. But he did get a little chatty last time when we were looking at those stars, so it might be about that time. Yes, okay. Every person on the bridge freezes in astonishment, watching the remarkable procession approach your throne. Officers and enforcers are glancing at you questioningly, but do not interfere until they are ordered to. We have come to speak with you, Valen. You gave us food for consideration by revealing the mystery of our origin. From then to now, we observed, calculated, sensed, and we discovered that a great change is coming. A trial.
Uh-huh.
We see the potential for a great disaster. It is already ripening. The wave could crash down upon the Coronis expanse and perhaps extend beyond it. We are headed for suffering and death. You are the one who can prevent the disaster, and we want to help you. We do. Let us help. Nomos are not human, but we have learned to see people as more than shells. We want to save them. Protect them.
Wait, so you do know what's going on here. You know what Kalkazar is after. It's one of those overlords, right? A Necron god?
Nomos cannot say. Something changed after you helped us remember our birth on Epitaph. We now sense the liberation of something vast, which is actually a mere fraction of something limitless. It is seeping through a breach, its shoulders pushing against the walls of its prison that are about to give. But what it is, we do not know. We must say, it frightens us to think about this unknown something that is trying to break free. It is so vast, too vast to measure or explain. But we now know that living souls are the same. They are always larger than they seem, and no capacity can calculate their potential. This makes us believe that we, Nomos, and you, Valen, can step beyond the limit of calculations. There, we will face the unleashing horror without faltering.
Well, that was more or less my plan, but I will admit I'm pretty light on details about how to actually stop it. Why? What did you have in mind?
Wait until the unknown threat appears before you. Then face it. We do not know where or when it will happen. We do not know what we will face. But we know that we want to be there, with you. There is something we require to do it. Nomos are tethered to the shell of this ship. We can only follow you outside by using servitors as our shell, but they are lacking. Only a modicum of us can enter such a primitive vessel, and our power is likewise limited. We need a vessel, a body, but very few things can house us. That is why we have come to ask you. Magos Asclepius has offered his shell to us. It might do.
Indeed, I have. I cannot think of a prouder end to my pilgrimage than a liturgy of synchronization with the Great Spirit. I will become a vessel for the Omnissiah's favored child, and step beyond the confines of wretched living existence, and into the halls of the eternal machine song.
So you do realize that this would almost certainly kill you, like even if it doesn't work?
Yes, and I desire it more than anything.
We asked him many times because we did not want to hurt him. Nomos would not have proposed it if the human was against it.
All right, I mean, it sounds like you two have already made up your own minds. But if you need to hear me say it...
We await your word, master of the ship.
Please, give us freedom, and we will stand with you in the hour of great need.
I mean, yeah, like I said, you two have already made up your own minds. And given the dire circumstances, I certainly can't turn down any help you might have to offer. You may proceed.
Godspeed, Asclepius. Emperor protect.
Praise the Omnissiah. I kneel before his favored child and humbly offer this shell as a gift. May I become a temple to the machine and a vessel for its great spirit.
How interesting. We feel restricted, but not as much as inside servitors. Some work must be done on the new shell. Then it will be ready for journeys to the outside. We will leave you for now, Valen. But in the hour when you stand before the great trial, we will return and stand with you, side by side.
Okay. See you then. Pretty sure you're also a shard of the Ancient Overlord, but, you know. Oh. Hey, guys. Also, Cece. What's up, baby? What's all this? Come to see me off, have you? Alright, I guess you've earned it.
Your Lordship, the shuttle is ready for landing. We have the exact coordinates for a secure landing site. Will you authorize the start of the expedition?
Actually, stand by. I'd have words with my retinue before we take that one last step.
As your Lordship commands, we are standing by.
And thus begins the long goodbyes.
My love,
Cassia brushes the invisible weight off your shoulders with a light movement, and your heart feels a little calmer.
what lies ahead of us is uncertain, perhaps darkness and oblivion. And yet I feel no fear, no trepidation, no doubt.
Cassia's palm gently rests on your cheek.
To be here with you, to share the last moments of peace before the inevitable. If either of us should die in the coming battle, know that I will look for you in the next life, until I find you again.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves and start planning for the next lives. Current crisis notwithstanding, I look forward to enjoying this one for at least a while longer. With you. Cassia shakes her head, laughing softly.
It would be wonderful, my love. But will the stars let us?
Well, I suppose that really stands to be seen. I don't think either of us ever imagined this being the course that life would lead us on, but assuming we do make it through, what comes next?
Until duty calls me, I would like to spend the best moments of my life with you, Lord Captain. And only the stars know what will happen next.
I'm sure we'll make it. I know we will. I'll see you on the other side.
My heart is fluttering, Lord Captain, but not because of fear or doubt. I am ready to face what is coming.
Indeed you are. Argenta? Argenta greets you with a clear and burning gaze.
I pray, rogue traitor. I pray that the hearts of your comrades remain strong, that our courage holds, that our weapons prevail. I pray that the light of Terra does not turn away from us even for a moment, that the fire within us only burns brighter as the foes before us grow fiercer. And I pray for you. Terra's light is what guides us through the darkness, but you are the force that keeps us from straying from the path.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly try. But I will be blunt, Argenta. Things got pretty rocky during our time together. Despite that, I'm glad we're both here to see it through.
In his name, and for Terra's light,
proclaims the voice of the Sister of Battle. And assuming we do make it through, you've never really stricken me as one who really does much planning for the future. I will carry on my service to the Emperor as I always have, but no longer as a fledgling sister of battle, but as the keeper of a relic that has been bestowed upon me by his will. I want to bring light to all the faithful in the Coronis Expanse, as Saint Argenta did in her lifetime. And I know I am ready for this mission. Alright, well, I hope that works out for you, and for all the other people I'm sure you'll force it on. But regardless, let's get this done. I am prepared, now and always. Heinrix? Heinrix van Kalox nods to you. Our journey together approaches its end. One last push, and the secrets of the Expanse and Kalkazar will be laid to rest. I can't wait. I'm tired of the shroud of secrecy that has hidden the truth, even from me. As am I. And are you truly ready for this, to face the man who was once your mentor? You may not like what he has to say. Be that as it may, I have questions for him. I want to know why I was left in the dark about everything that was happening in the shadows of the Expanse. Why all the acolytes died on the way here. Well, almost all of the Lord Inquisitor's acolytes. Why... Heinrix exhales sharply and stiffens. I want to hear what he has to say, and then make my judgment. Even-minded right to the end. I respect that. And afterwards, if we still yet live... Heinrix presses his lips together and shakes his head. I feel uneasy even thinking about it. But if Lord Inquisitor Xavier Kalkazar falls today, Heinrix locks eyes with you, someone has to take the rosette of the Ordo Xenos, at the very least until the Inquisition Enclave determines who will be a worthy successor to Xavier. Yeah, that's certainly fair. And I've got to say, Heinrix, of all the Inquisitors I've ever encountered, you're the one I've wanted to kill the least. Which, is less a compliment and more just a scathing indictment of the Inquisition in general, but still. The interrogator tips his head. Lead on, rogue trader Valen von Valancius. I shall indeed. Solo? Glado? Solomorne is still, deep in thought, looking more like a statue than a living person. Only when Glado lets out a low growl, drawing Solomorne's attention, does he break his stillness and raise his eyes. Come with some parting words, rogue trader. Now is the time. There might not be another opportunity. Indeed. And Solo, we never really got to know each other all that well, but, I'm glad we met. Our travels together may have been a bit of a trial at times, but I'd say we both earned reprieve. Solomorne presses his fist to his chest, looking you straight in the eye. The rote gesture looks unexpectedly heartfelt. It has been an honor to serve in your retinue, and it does not matter what lies ahead. Isn't that right, Glado? Without a direct command, the Cybermastiff barks his assent. So what if we actually make it through this thing alive? Would you say that finally warrants arrest? You have entrusted me with the leadership of the Adeptus Arbitus in the Expanse. Whether I become the next Marshal or not, I will have to leave your retinue and devote myself entirely to my new post. Yeah, that's fair. And don't worry, Glado, if something happens to you out there, I'll take good care of your human. Someone's got to protect him from himself. Suddenly, Solomorne throws back his head and laughs. His laughter, unusually sincere and gleeful, rolls across the bridge. Will you now? As if I'd let Glado die while I still live.
Well, I would have said the opposite, but I'm actually pretty sure Glado can take care of himself. Then again, if both of you refuse to die before the other, then maybe you'll live forever. Certainly wouldn't be the strangest thing we've encountered. You ready to find out?
You know I am.
Solomorne places his hand firmly on his weapon, and Glado stands at attention, echoing his master's determination. Pask? Or Amernot? The tech priest is checking his gear, whispering prayers to the Omnissiah. He looks up at you and speaks matter-of-factly.
The tactical equipment audit is 97% complete. No critical failures detected. The Omnissiah shows favor.
No concerns about our final foray? Then again, I suppose of all of us, you're the only one who's been here before. So I guess you've got some idea of what to expect, huh? The Vox makes a rustling noise that sounds like a chuckle.
A mission of reconnaissance is a blessed and desirable one for an explorator. The data soul of the one who explores, analyzes, and charts overflows with the joy of servitude.
Pasqal lowers his eyes.
I would be honored to disembark with you.
Well, hey, look, I know I've taken some issues with how you've handled things on your end, but just know that I appreciate your service to the Von Valancius Protectorate. You've always taken good care of my ship. If not your own followers.
Where the iron flowers of the Omnissiah bloom, there must also be his passionate gardeners. Thank you for honoring this unit by letting it serve the formidable spirit of the Von Valancius dynasty's flagship, and your lordship.
Hey, anytime. Though I imagine once this is all over, assuming we still yet live, you'll have your own business to tend to. That does seem to be the recurring theme. And I mean, you're a self-proclaimed messiah and all.
It has been a joy to serve such a distinguished person, but duty calls the Amernot Collective to a different mission. The message of change must be proclaimed. The believers must be separated from the doubters.
Pasqal. No, Amernot looks at you curiously.
The experience of our comradeship has taught this unit much. The trials and battles we have gone through have produced trust, sincerity, mutual understanding. Amernot will lead his flock through the flames and forge the sect into a religion.
All right, well, I wish you luck with that. Just, try to keep it all up to code.
There is no such thing as good fortune. May the statistical probability be predictably positive.
Fair enough. And RNGG to you too. All right, halfway through. Abelard? Abelard looks at you with a tired smile. He cannot resist giving you his characteristic appraising glance.
Well, Lord Captain, my service to you began under the most remarkable circumstances. I should hardly be surprised that you have delivered us into circumstances more unexpected and surprising than ever before. Of one thing I am certain. The Von Valancius dynasty will cover itself in glory today.
Yeah, let's hope. Another fine mess I've dragged you into, huh? And yet you're always there, at my side, ready to help bail me back out of the situations I, bumble my way into.
Yes, well, the Seneschal's place is at the rogue traitor's side. As you have learned, others can betray and abandon you in your darkest hour. If the Lord Captain cannot count on his Seneschal, there is no one he can count on. That is not a fate that I wish for you, so I am doing my duty.
Well, sure, but I mean, I like to imagine that we've also become friends somewhere along the way. I mean, regardless, I will certainly miss you once this is all over. I assume you still plan to spend more time with your family? Somewhat embarrassed, Abelard tucks his thumbs into his belt. Yes, now that I have your blessing, it is about time I took care of my family. The Wersurian clan has gone without its patriarch for too long. I should make time for my descendants before some noble upstart tries to chew them up again. I mean, don't sell Clementine short, but, you know, if you want to ensure that you'll be there for them, you could sit this one out. I mean, I'm not saying you have to, but it is an option. We've got plenty of other volunteers. Don't be ridiculous, Lord Captain. As always, I would follow you into fire and back. God Emperor be my witness. I have had the honor of serving under 2 rogue traitors, and survived one, so there would be no shame in going down alongside the other. If it comes to that, naturally. Abelard's chuckle sounds slightly sharper than usual. Fair enough. Well, get yourself settled, man. It's almost time. One last job. We've been through worse. The old seneschal grins cheekily, and for a split second looks younger by a good 100 years. He then bows his gray head. I serve House von Valancius, Lord Captain. Indeed. Ulfar? And then 4 more beyond, capping off with Incendia. How are you doing, you old dog? I am not a priest, of course, and the spirits do not always speak clearly to me. But I did cast the runes. You have a great challenge ahead of you, Edvedder. Be very careful, or better yet, take me with you. There is no better way to guard your safety. Well, I don't know about that, bud. You've almost gotten me killed on multiple occasions. But that said, I am glad we met. It's certainly been interesting working alongside one of the Emperor's angels. And despite the bumps and bruises, it has changed my opinion for the better. This only proves that we will not lose, said Vedder. Go into the foulest hole in the universe, where only lowborn and wretched inhumans crawl. Fall into darkness, and then cry out. Who here believes in the All-Father? Sisters and brothers. And even there, in the world's most rotten pit, you will hear an answer. And if you reach toward the voice, you will find a worthy companion. Everyone who believes in him and follows in his footsteps is given the chance to become someone greater and more worthy. Well, I mean, there might be some exceptions, unless you think I should try that line on our friend Calcazar, see how it works out with him. No, I would rather talk to him myself. My angry and vengeful heart tells me that only he knows how and why the baleful Howl Pack died. It also tells me that I will not forgive myself if that puffed-up arsehole Calcazar somehow dies before I rip the answers from his leering mouth. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I think we both know who was behind the death of your unfortunate pack. But, you've got another pack waiting for you back home, so try to be careful out there, okay? Yes, I will return to my brothers and sing the saga of the baleful Howl Pack. I will carry it all the way to Fenris and pour its ringing verses into the ears of the Jarl and the great wolf himself. Its burning words will warm us during the fierce Hellwinter. Ulfar grins. And the brothers at the table will nudge each other and point their fingers at me and say, "It was he who crafted such a beautiful saga." How generous the All-Father has been to him. Sure. Fenris Hjolda, Vlak. Fenris Hjolda, at Vedder. Ulfar bows his head solemnly and respectfully, an untold honor granted to a mortal
who has impressed the Emperor's angel with his deeds. Indeed. Idira? Vesper? Idira looks up at you with reddened eyes. Despite the tired look on her face, she smiles broadly, either at you or at something behind you. Well, Lord Captain, my little whisperers have gone quiet. It's like they know the long thread we've been following is finally at an end. It's now or never, isn't it? Thank you for everything, either way, Lord Captain. Hey, it was the least I could do. You know, I guess neither of us really saw things going this way, but what do you say? One more prediction for the road? You think the little whisperers are going to play nice? Ha! They weren't that useful even before, and now they're more likely to mess us around than save our bacon. Idira laughs ruefully. Lord Captain, your fate is in your hands alone. Do not let the words of a deranged psyker confuse you. You're not meant to listen to the grumbling beyond the veil. Yeah, it's something we both learned the hard way. You know, despite it all, I'm glad you're still with us. You may have been sidelined over time, but I'll always appreciate your early contributions. And I like your bird. Idira sobs at your words. Thank you, Lord Captain. I can't imagine why you've shown me so much kindness after everything we have been through. You are the only reason I'm still alive. There were so many ways I could have died. Yeah, there really were. I know I've been harping on all this time about Lady Theodora this, Lady Theodora that. You know, you may never become who she was, but she could never have been who you are, either. And I'm glad it was you who replaced her, and that life threw me together with you, and not with somebody else. So there. Now let's change the subject before I get all sentimental, all right? Sure. Come here. Idira sobs fearfully, but in the next moment, hugs you back. There. You really have lost it, haven't you? She's silent for a few seconds and then mutters something before letting you go. Thanks. Don't mention it. So, what do you think comes next after all this is done? No predictions, just your actual thoughts. Well, I have no doubts about you. Everything's going to come up roses for you. As for me, Idira catches herself. You know, maybe I won't live long, but it'll be a good life. I'll leave behind so many tales to tell. Let them remember my name over a mug of something foamy and laugh at the stories of of our exploits. Sounds like a plan. And they'll definitely talk about this one. If it were an easy battle, who would ever bother to tell tales about it? Nobody, that's who. Let's show 'em, Lord Captain. Yeah. Just be at the ready. In case things go south. We're missing someone, aren't we? Yeah, where's Kibellah? Oh, there she is. All the way in back. Yeah, I guess that tracks. Jai? The Exalted One once wove our destinies into the glittering tapestry of this world with gold and silver thread, Shireen. And today the pattern of our lives will either be completed, Jai snaps her metal fingers deliberately loudly, or the tapestry will be torn asunder. Personally, I prefer to place my hope in the first option. So, no second thoughts about hitching your cart to this particular horse, despite where we ended up? The battle against the enemy? Pain? Oblivion? Jai smiles and shakes her head. Oh, no, Shireen. My only fear is that
After these tribulations, we will never be the same again. And I do so enjoy being me."
After a pregnant pause, Jai continues in her usual playful manner.
"So, what brings you to me, Shireen? Not parting words, I hope, because I despise goodbyes. I feel as though they rob me of my future. You never want to hear goodbye, after all, but only ever see you again under the same stars."
I like the one about the space cowboy. But yeah, point taken. And yes, you caught me being a bit sentimental. Though in my defense, you're definitely standing here with everyone else to see me off. But look, I just wanted to say, I regret getting into bed with you, but I don't regret getting into bed with you. And I do appreciate the space cat.
Our alliance is like a miraculous oasis blooming in the fierce desert heat. I am glad to be your partner, and friend, and ally in the fight against the enemy.
Well, you do make a decent business partner. I wouldn't object if you decide to stick around once this is all over.
You mean if it's ever over? And if the Aussie don't play their evil tricks on us?
Jai raises an eyebrow and shrugs.
I don't know, Shireen. Being drunk on unbridled freedom sounds nice. It's so close. I could reach out and grab it like the tail of a comet, and leave the Kaspalika mission behind. Start doing things on my own without having to rely on your good favor. Limitless possibilities lie ahead. I just have to survive the coming darkness.
Yeah, join the club. I think that's where we're all at right now. I'm sure you'll be fine. You always are. See you on the other side.
Rest assured, Shireen. When it comes to matters of being and oblivion, Jai Haydari has the coldest mind and the bravest heart.
Well, better a cold mind than a cold heart. Yrliet?
Yrliet looks at you, her emerald eyes shining with quiet determination. When the path my lost soul was following crumbled beneath my feet, shattered, plunged me into doubt, you were always there, Elentak. Despite how much you hated my kind, despite what my kin were doing, it is time for me to repay you in kind.
Yrliet, I can't believe you don't get this yet, but I never hated Eldari. Though I've got to say, you certainly didn't make it easy at times. You Eldari really are your own worst enemies, aren't you? But despite that, I'm glad things worked out in the end. I'm glad you're still here.
We both defended what we held dear, just as life has taught us, and today my soul is at peace, for we can share the pain of the coming battle between us, so it is diminished.
And once we make it through, what's next for you and your kin? I imagine you'll rejoin them? Plenty of room down on Janus.
Someday I will, Elentak. Exile opened my eyes to many things, but the path of the outcast weighs heavily on my heart. I think that I see my new path clearly now. It sings to me, calling me forward. The path of the warrior, the protector of those I could not save before. All that I have learned about the world, about humans, about you, I will take this knowledge into my new life, and into the lives of my kin.
I don't know about that, Yrliet. I feel like being overly combative is exactly what got your people into this mess in the first place. Attacking a random ship that contained a superweapon and all, but, yeah, okay. I guess we'll see how that works out. Assuming we both survive. Good luck.
Yrliet's voice rings like naked steel. I am ready to drive back the darkness, Elentak. Are you?
Sure. Incendia?
Your mercy gives meaning to my wandering in darkness. I am here at hand. Say the word, and I will wield his wrath against our enemies. Hey, thanks for being here. Just, keep an eye on the ship. I'm sure it'll be fine. Gibbs? Kibellah stands motionless, deep in trance, but returns to reality the moment you approach. Your every breath and heartbeat has been in anticipation of this moment, Daman Valen. Do not hesitate. Step into the darkness and allow your shield and shadow to walk with you. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Kibbles, but you're not. You're sitting this one out in large part simply because I don't really want to have to go through the trouble of recadoodling your build, but I appreciate everything you've done. This ship's more your home than mine. I'm sure you'll keep it safe while I'm gone. Such was his design. In the pattern of the blood-spun web, my thread stretched out to yours, Daman Valen, to shield you, to serve you. She touches a wound that has barely begun to heal. And every night I praise him for the honor of letting me twine around your path. So, any big plans for after we kill another god? I assume that's what we're about to go do. She frowns as if failing to understand the question. A shadow is inseparable from its master, Daman Valen. I will follow you as before, and guard your thread. Yeah, I figured. Like I said, this ship's more your home than mine. So how about that tarot? Haven't seen you bust that out in a while. There is no need for a reading. The cards will ask if we are prepared to face the challenge with dignity. And that will be the answer to our own question. You know what? Fair enough. Not sure I'd expect anything different. I guess if we want to see how this all ends, we just have to go find out the old-fashioned way. Every thread ends in death, but only the undying one knows the time and place. You know what? That's fair too. And also probably a pretty fair way to end this particular segment. Unless the rest of the bridge crew has anything else to add? No, doesn't seem like it. Which, is kind of a shame. I feel like Danrock, Ravor, and a few others have been prominent enough parts of the storyline to deserve their own proper send-offs as well, but at the same time, we have spent the better part of the past half hour on all these tearful farewells. Which I normally would maybe bellyache about, but 200 hours deep into a campaign, I can't really complain. I have gotten pretty attached to at least a few of these bozos. Maybe some more than others. But I have more or less enjoyed all their company, and I do value what they brought to the table. It's been interesting, seeing so many diverse points of view in a setting that I otherwise wasn't really super familiar with going into this. And I am really looking forward to seeing how Dark Heresy might contrast with that. That said, we'll hit the pause button here. I'm going to poke around, make sure there's nothing else. And we will pick up here next time to perhaps find out how this does all actually end? Question mark? See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference.
Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.